Okay, everyone, here we are in Joanns Fabrics. Okay, let me give you guys an idea of what it's like when you decide to choose your patterns to sew as a beginner. See the pattern cabinets? That's McCall's. Those are Vogue, Butterick. And see how they have the patterns kind of out separately? Some of the patterns are within the drawer. Some of them are separate. And right now, currently at this Joann's, Vogue patterns are $5.99 each. That's a huge discount because Vogue patterns are very expensive. Okay, let's go a little bit of some stuff. Okay, here's the Vogue book. Now, Vogue has a section for the beginner sewer in terms of patterns. So let's open it up. Okay, see how it says very easy, very Vogue? So these patterns are, like it says, very easy, very easy for the beginner. And then it says, see right there, it says very easy Vogue separates. So again, most pattern companies have sections to where they specifically say for the beginner. So that's Vogue. Now let's go over to McCall's pattern. Okay, here's McCall's now. McCall's, let's see their heading. See how it says? This one, learn to sew for fun. So let's go to the pink section, the light pink section in the McCall's book, light pink. Okay, here it is. These patterns are designed for the beginner. See how that says learn to sew for fun. So, okay, again, most pattern companies have patterns that are specifically designed for the beginner sewer. Okay, now, let's go back. Now, this particular Simplicity does not advertise patterns that are for the beginner. See their different pattern headings? It does not advertise for the beginner. It does not. Okay, now these are New Look. Now, New Look does not advertise for the beginner. Their chapters are dresses, separates, and children. However, you can kind of tell some of the patterns which have less pattern pieces, which are pretty much for the beginner, like this one here. Those aren't a lot of pattern pieces. Now this I wouldn't recommend for a beginner. Okay, now this is quite simple. This would be a beginner pattern where they have less pattern pieces and it's quite simple. Now we have quick sew. Now quick sew, think of the word quick sew. These patterns are not supposed to be very super complicated. They should be for the average person or for the beginner. This is just some of their stuff. Okay, now let me go over here. Again, we're in Joanns, so let's go over here to this side. Okay, now we have Butterick. Now this particular Butterick does not have any beginner patterns. I don't see anything for the beginner in this Butterick. Nothing that specifically says beginner. But again, you can look at some of the patterns and tell, do they have less pattern pieces as long as it's not really complicated with pleats and darts and all that fancy stuff. Okay, now these are costumes, if any. Butterick, this is Butterick. This is only costumes. This entire book, Butterick, is just for costumes. Oh my, look at that. If you're into costumes, like Halloween or whatever, this is your spot. Okay, now these are the Simplicity patterns. They're in the drawer. Then they have the New Look patterns. They're just kind of out, on display. So these, now look at all this. This is Joann's Fabrics here in Hemet. This is beautiful. This store is fairly new. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. So just giving everyone an idea of what is it like to choose patterns for the beginner. Okay, see this? Oh my God, this is so cute. I like that. Look at that.